Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to stand up, and I want you to help me welcome to the stage, by far, one of the best people when it comes to sales psychology, webinars, and selling, as he says, one-to-many. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Fladlien.
Oh, come on. You guys are too kind. Woo! One-to-many. I think somebody just did a launch, like one-to-many challenge. You guys see that? Good. You didn't see that, right? Because that's my shit. Offers and objections. These are the two things that matter more than anything else in your webinars. At me, at Instagram, I just started doing this stuff. I made millions of dollars. I got thousands of followers. That's fucked up. We got to fix that, okay? I got 60 minutes to spit as much game to you as I possibly can today. It says 50 on the confidence monitor. Can we get that 60? Would that be good? I can't do this for 50. I might be selling something today. So I need those 10 minutes to close the smartest people in the room. It's about 40 of you. The rest of you aren't smart enough to buy, but maybe the 40 of you in the room are smart enough to buy. So I got to do that too. So we'll see if I can do it or not. Whew. I'm going to teach you fill-in-the-blank formulas. I'm going to show you bonus hacks. I'm going to give you copy in case closes. I'm going to turn objections into alchemy and give you the greatest sales sequence ever. And don't try to take pictures of these slides. You won't be able to. I have over 200 slides here today to go through, okay? You want the slides? Come up to me. I'm a nice guy. I'm handsome. I'm charismatic. I'm witty. And I'll give them to you, all right? Now, where these secrets come from in brief, I went through 32 different seven-figure webinars I wrote in the last 16 years. If you know somebody who's wrote more than 32 seven-figure webinars, let me know. I will pay them whatever money I have to learn from them. But I don't think anybody else has. Now, Joe McCall, is he here? Are you here? 2 years ago, I forgot about this. In a drunken stupor, he says, hey, Jason, if you put together your best webinar slide decks, I would pay you a gigantic pile of money for that, right? He's like, I totally forgot about that. Because then I did it. And I didn't follow up and sell you. Sorry. I will fix that here today, okay? I ran and pretty much masterminded and ran point on the biggest launch in internet marketing history, $57 million from scratch in 226 days. Daniel Hall, Ashley Armstrong, they were part of the team that made that happen. We all kicked some ass together. Yeah, we did that. And then we did that with $400 in advertising. Yeah, stupid, actually. Like, if we would have spent money, I think we could have made more. But I'm a fuck up in more ways than I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant at a few things, and I'm autistic at the rest of my life, okay? So I do what I can with what I can, right? So Anik was telling about ASM. This was the biggest promotion, ASM 5. We did $9.8 million in 8 days. Or, as I prefer to say, we did $7 million more than second place. That makes me feel a little bit better about that. That's why they kicked us off the leaderboard. They said, here's the first prize. You get it. Now bow out of the competition. Now, I remember I was really pissed about the Kiyosaki deal because they're like, Kiyosaki's going to do bigger numbers than you because he has 4 million followers. We had 40,000 followers, right? When we did the plan, we had 200,000 followers. So we're putting up numbers without Tony Robbins style 2 million people opting into a launch. I know how to get a lot out of a little. And I remember being so pissed off about what they said about Kiyosaki that I'm like, I'm going to help Anik beat him just to prove it wrong. I'm petty like that, just like Anik is petty like that, right? One of the things I told Anik is a stupid idea, but it works so well, is I said, if one webinar is good, just do 2 webinars to the same audience. So sell them this way. If they don't buy, then sell them that way. I don't know. It just seems to make a lot of sense to me, but nobody was doing that back then. We were doing 3 webinars, cart open, cart closed, and somewhere in the middle. And this kind of helps. So I'm going to give you some secrets from that. You might know this guy's name is Alex Hormozi. He pays me for consulting to help him with his offers and with his webinars. And so these secrets have been battle-tested in varieties in different situations. Zoom themselves have brought me in to help them. And they're billion-dollar companies. So I think I kind of maybe can do a little bit of cool stuff here today. You know what I want, though? What do I want? You guys say sales, right? I want money. More important than the money, I want the result. I want you to say a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now, 60 seconds from now, I learned this thing from Jason, I applied it, it made me a big amount of money, and then tell me about it. Is that fair? Okay? I've had people literally make over $100 million with my stuff and not tell me about it. It makes me sad because I'm like, am I really that good? I don't think I'm that good. I need your testimonials so that way I can continue to have this big-ass ego that I have, all right? Because I'm kind of a big deal, all right? Whew. My focus today, offers and objections. These are the two things that matter the most when it comes to webinars. The rest is just details. This is the two things that matter the most. Now, why do I say these two things matter the most? Here's the quick story of why. This guy on the right, his name's Dylan Frost. He runs a program called the Wholesale Formula. I write and deliver the webinar for it. I'm the spokesman. It's a great business model. I do it 2 times a year. I deliver the webinar. I make a gigantic pile of money, millions of dollars. He makes millions of dollars. We're both very happy. Dylan says to me, if I get this guy to promote you, will you do a new webinar training program? This guy being Jeff Walker, one of the finest human beings to exist in this business, product launch formula creator. And I said, yeah, I'll do it because I'm 8 years overdue. Because the last webinar program I ever bought or created before that was Genius Webinars, which is really good. But it's 8 years old. I could fill 6 more books up in the time that I learned from 2017 when I created this product. So I said, okay, let's do it. Jeff agrees, Jeff promotes. And I said, if I'm going to do it this time, I'm going to go back through every single webinar I've ever written in my life, find every technique and every strategy that I can and put it in this training program. So I did what's called a hard target search. You ever seen the movie The Fugitive? He goes, we're going to look at every penthouse, every outhouse, every warehouse, every doghouse until we find the greatest webinar alchemy that's ever existed. That's what I did. It was miserable. I hated life for 50 hours. But when I was done, oh my God, I got some game. I got some knowledge. And what I discovered was 2 things became more clear to me than ever before. Some of these things I did unconsciously, they became conscious. My best webinars were the ones where I crushed the objections and I crushed the offers. I became convinced as I was looking at some of these webinars, because some of these webinars that put up millions of dollars, I was looking at them like, these fucking suck. I'm like, they're not very good. I'm like, I didn't know how to speak at a 5th grade level. I was speaking like a college professor, and I was making all these weird intellectual and obtuse arguments, and I'm like, this is stupid. But then as long as I got to the offer, it didn't really matter what I said before then. They're like, this offer is so good. I'll buy, despite, not because of you. And I'm like, oh, it's the objection, stupid, right? It's the economy, stupid. That's why presidents get elected. This is how products get bought, offers and objections. I've coached more people on webinars at a higher level than anyone on the planet, and I realize this, no one does what I do with objections. I will prove that to you. For example, 17 objections in the introduction. Most of you don't even address 17 objections in the entirety of your webinar. I'm just getting started, right? I intentionally create objections in the content. You know what's the best objections to close? The ones that you set up in advance. So you ever heard 7 plus or minus 2? So psychologist says you can hold 7 bits of information in your mind at once, plus or minus 2. The smarter ones can hold 9. The dumber ones can hold 5, right? Okay. How many fingers am I holding up? If you can, 5. Okay, good. What about now? 9? Some people will still say 5. Like, okay, we know who's who. So if I can give you the 5 to 9 objections to hold in your mind, I can control the objections you have in your mind. And if I have the best answers to those objections and you can't object to other things, I win. So this is the kind of stuff that we do. Transition, I actually create objections before I go into the sale. Okay? What's the natural state of being when somebody hears an offer? Like emotionally, physically, how do most people feel when they hear an offer? They're resistant towards it. Yeah. So I just create the resistance for them. And then I crush the resistance. So I don't try to fight the resistance. That's what rookies do. I agitate the resistance. I take the natural state they're going to be in anyway, and I amplify it. And then boom, I close. Close off of that. We'll talk about that, right? And then when we close, this is the offer, what to speak of how we deal with objections in the offer, which is what our focus is going to be on for the next 20-ish so minutes. So this is the best-selling book of all time, On Offers, by Alex Hormozi. Sold over 1 million copies. And it's an interesting book because before he wrote this book, he sent me this text message one day, and it goes like this. He says, Jason, Alex Hormozi here. You may not remember me. This is how long this goes back. But you changed my life. He says, you came up to us and you said, when it's easy is when you go hard. So if you ever heard him reference that in his social media, that's what happened. I said, when it's the easiest you can ever make money is when you should work the hardest. Most of you got it twisted. You work hard when it's hard, and then when it gets easy, you take a break. But that's where all the momentum is. But then he goes on and says something else that I find fascinating. He says, I just stumbled upon your webinar course. This was Genius Webinars, not GOAT Webinars. And he says, it's the single best course on offer creation and persuasion. And I've milked that testimonial ever since. Because if the best-selling author on planet Earth, if he says, I have the best thing for it, kind of a good point that he's making there, right? And I think I've done better since then, but that was old news. That was 2018. The world goes on. But he said offer creation. He pulled what I taught about offers, which was one section of webinars, generalized it to all of marketing, and sold 1 million books. Insane. And he learned it from me. So would you like me to teach you a better version than what I taught Alex? Yeah. And then when one of you son of a bitches write another book that sells 1 million copies, just fucking dedicate it to me, okay? I mean, Alex quoted me in this more than anybody else, which is nice. Every time he sells 10 books, I sell 1 book, so I can't complain. But hopefully you can outsell Alex with this. Offer has 5 parts at the end of the day: the core, the price, the bonuses, the risk, and the scarcity. This is where it gets exciting because we break it down to its first principles, its simplest elements. When you make the core part of your offer in your webinar, here's what your audience should think. Whoa, this will best help me do what you just showed me on the webinar. So this is the extension of the content. The core should be extension of the content. You spent 45 minutes teaching them something that got them excited, and then the core offer says, this is how you best utilize and use what I just taught you. And that's what the core does. And then when you reveal the price, if you do it correctly, the person says, wow, what a great deal. Not, oh my God, that's a lot of money. They say, what a great deal. And then you drop the bonuses. And then they say, oh my God, now I must buy. I was thinking about buying before, but now I must buy. And then you show the risk, and they say, whoa, it's actually more expensive not to buy. Big secret for you there. I make more sales when people run out of excuses to not buy than have reasons to buy. They say, shit, I can't do it. It's going to cost me more not to buy. And then they buy. And then the scarcity says, I must buy now. So they go, I should buy, I will buy, I must buy, and I must buy now. And that's how I think about it whenever I create an offer for myself or for my clients. You're taking pictures. Put that shit away. You're going to miss out on the game. This is 2D. This is 3D. I want you to be immersive because I want your money or result? Both, okay? We'll call it both, right? Now, if you were to put it on a timeline looks like this. Core, price, bonuses, risk with scarcity sprinkled throughout, like judiciously, like a nice fine salt, okay? Core 3 to 5 minutes, price 3 to 5 minutes, bonus 10 to 15 minutes, risk 15 minutes to 4 hours? I don't know how bad some of y'all want to make money. Right after we did the plan, did the $57 million launch, I get on with Evan Pagan. He's got this group of people. Ballers, all of them. He says, Jason, get on. Tell them what you did for the launch that was so successful. I said, let me tell you what I did for the launch, right? And then I explained to them how the average webinar was 4 to 6 hours long because the majority of it was dealing with objections. And I'm thinking the audience is going to be like, thank you, Jason, for sharing this. Audience was like, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. I'm like, fuck out of here with this, right? Of course it's a lot of work. Everything's a lot of work. There's just high-paid work and low-paid work, but it's all work. And then I thought about it again, and I said, you know what? Good. When you quit is when I take your customers. So please keep thinking that, because I'll please keep doing what I'm doing. When Anik and I are on a webinar battling out closes, and my business partner Will says it's not fair. A customer can't stand one good closer. You put 2 closers against their biggest excuse, and it goes away, just like magic. But this is typically the sequence of how we do things. You want to break it down? Okay. All right. Yes. Yes, please. Okay. This is some science for you. Most people don't get this. They don't realize this. I put the price up front in my offers. I don't put it at the end. If you're putting your price at the end, change that shit. I promise you, you will make more money. I promise you, you will make more money. If you read it later in a book that Russell Brunson wrote, remember it came from me first, okay? but it will make you more money. I'm going to give you one frame. I have multiple frame. If you have one tool in the toolkit, it only works for one job. I would rather have multiple tools in the toolkit because then I can handle multiple jobs. So this is just one frame that I can teach you very quickly. When introducing the core offer, story, assumption, overview, breakdown, access. Even though this, I think, is incredibly simple, I think it will be profound for some of you, then we can build upon it maybe later. Story goes like this. You were where they are. So you once were them. So they can see the journey at the beginning of the offer. And then the assumption is they will do what you did to get to where you are. What do they need to do as part of that to get to where you are? They need to invest, right? Didn't you invest to get where you were at? Okay. Show me one person who didn't buy a course to help them get to where they are right now in this room. Did anybody in this room get success without first buying something? No. All of you had to buy something in order to transform. Sometimes you forget it, and then you can't close on it because you don't think about it. But I say what made the difference was when I made my first big investment to work with the right mentor who gave me no other option but to succeed, and I want to extend that beautiful gift to you as well. This is how you close. I said, what is the beautiful gift that I'm extending to them? What is it? My offer, right? Okay? For the men in the room, which is like 99% of you, women, what's going on? Represent here. You guys get close to, right? But let's just talk about the men. If you have a hot wife, do you hide her in a closet? You show that woman off everywhere. I was going to say something else, but my wife would hear it if I did, right? You show it off. You got to treat your offer like a hot woman, or if you're a woman, treat it like a hot man, right? I don't know. Treat it like Denzel, okay? You got to extend the gift. And then you give them an overview. This is where people fuck this up. If you can't sell your product in one sentence, you can't sell it in 10 slides. Now, you will do both, but sell it in one sentence because that will give that clarity. Write your pitch with one slide on it that sells your entirety of your product in a single solitary sentence. And then you run the breakdown. Breakdown looks like this. 3 to 5 to 7 components. You reveal all major elements of the core offer. This is the framework you can use. Headline, 3 benefits, proof, and future pace. Headline is what it is. 3 benefits are the 3 coolest things that make it awesome. Proof, because if you say it, it doesn't mean it's true. So if I say Russell has learned from me, I should play a video of him saying I'm the greatest salesperson in the world, right? And then future pace, what life will be like once they complete it. If you can bring the future into the present, it's as if they've already done it. That's what you should do when you sell, okay? That's the element formula. And then you give access. I see people forget this every day. Your customers, if they can't visualize how they get your product, they're less likely to buy your product. Think of it like a kid underneath a Christmas tree at Christmas unpacking it. How do they actually get what you sell? How is it actually delivered? What are the logistics behind it? People miss this all the time. Now, this is boring. This is why we put this up front, to get it out of the way, but it's necessary. It's not sufficient, but it's necessary. And this is how you can introduce a core offer. And if you did it right, the audience is now dying. How much is it? And where can I go if I want to buy it? And that's why we give them price next. Nobody can make a decision to buy something unless they first know what price it is. Until they know the price, they can't decide if they want to buy it or not. That's why I put the price up front, so they can decide if they want to buy it or not. And then we give them more reasons to decide whether they buy it after we give them the first one. But let's talk price. Again, many frameworks I could teach you. If you own all my stuff, then you have most of them. But here's the easiest one I could teach you right now. Results, compare, normal, and special. So the results are your own results. So if I'm selling an info product, I say, hey, info products for me, if I'm teaching people to create info products to me are worth $4 million. That's a price anchor, $4 million. Then I say, I normally sell trainings like this if we were to do them in person for $5,000. Then I say, if you get it from the website, it's about $1,000. However, if you act fast enough, sprinkle the scarcity in, you can get it one time for $499 or 3 monthly installments of $194. Anchor, $4 million down to $194. That sounds almost free, doesn't it? That's how you price anchor. $4 million is where we started at. And then we ended at $194. And then we add the scarcity. Now, do people buy here? Some of them buy. If you do what I just told you, you'll pick up the first wave of buyers. Congratulations, you just got a C+ on your webinar. You showed up. I'm happy. I'm happy for you. You made some money. Congratulations. But they ain't going to roll out the red carpet for you. You ain't going to keynote Webinar Con 2025 yet. Okay? You get the buyers everyone else gets. Now, 80% of winning is showing up. So when in doubt, pitch something out. That's not bad strategy. But we want to do better. Do you want to do better? Yeah? You want to break records? All right, good. Just don't break mine. Unless we're partnering together, all right? The bonuses are what can make or break you when it comes to getting the extra sales that otherwise you would leave money on the table with. So every market looks like this. There's this 10-80-10 rule. 10% will buy no matter what. They want it. You just happen to be there in front of them. They're like, it's a sign from God. Here's my money. 10% of them will never buy. You say, I don't want this Ferrari anymore. I'm going to become a monk. Take my possessions away from me. They're like, I don't trust you. And you can't give a Ferrari away to some people. They just won't take it. 80% of the market could go either way. They're buy something. They're bisexual. They're bitextual. I haven't worked that one out yet, right? They will go either way. They will or won't buy given a right amount of information. And bonuses are one of the easiest ways to get them to buy. So let's talk bonuses. Lots of different ways you can use bonuses. Oh my God, there's so many ways you could use bonuses. I know more about bonuses than I know about core offers. I know more about bonuses than just about anything besides objections. So I'm going to give you the quickest game I can give you in the limited time that we have here today. Modalities, objections, scarcity, and proof. Modalities first. Simple thing you can do to massively increase the value of any webinar offer that you ever make. What is a modality, Jason? A modality is the vehicle in which the bonus is delivered in. So if I sell you a car and then say, here's 5 more cars, how much additional value is that? No. Wrong. You should feel ashamed. I'm kidding, right? Thank you for that. I mean, you got 1 car. How many more cars you need? Maybe another one? Maybe another one. I mean, some of you rich assholes, you got like 7 cars and you only drive 1 of them, right? So that's a vehicle. But would you rather have 6 cars or a car, a boat, a plane, a motorcycle, an ATV, a helicopter, right? This is different vehicles. Each vehicle gets you from one place to another, but they're different experiences. What sounds better? What sounds more valuable? 6 cars or 6 different, unique, specific types of vehicles? When you give somebody multiple things, it multiplies the value. When you give them more of the same, incremental at best. Sometimes it takes away from it. If I have the best clothes in the world and I give you 360 more closes, you say, if that first close was so good, why do I need the rest, right? Now, you do need the rest. But the perception, if they're not understood, you could fuck up a sale that was closed. You could unclose it. So we want multiple modalities. So when I sold ASM5, when we did the $9.8 million, this isn't even all of them. This is just some of them. We have group coaching. We have a live event. We have software. We have video training. We have done for you. We have an app. We have a community. This could literally be the same thing, but just delivered in different vehicles. And they say, whoa, I've never seen value like this before, because they've never seen an offer like this before. They can't compare it to something else. They can only compare it to how well you sell it. So if you do nothing else, add multiple modalities to your offers. Second, create bonuses that kill objections. Over half the bonuses I create are meant to shine a spotlight on one key objection and just destroy it. So every one of you have customers who have this as an objection. How long does it take before I see a result? Yeah. It's like, oh, let me get on my crystal ball and predict your future. I don't know how long it takes. Jesus Christ, right? How long does it take to make a baby, right? 2 minutes, right? I mean, we call that hyper efficiency, right? I can turn any objection into a benefit, all right? That's why we create a bonus. If it needs to be done fast because rent's due by the end of the month and you ain't got the money, well, then you're going to want to use bonus number 1. And I always caveat it. I say this is not the best approach. You will cut corners. You will hate life. But if you absolutely, positively must get it done as quick as possible, if you must cook the baked potato in 5 minutes in the microwave, we got you. And they say, oh, I can no longer use that as an excuse anymore. Maybe I should buy. And then somebody else will say, well, Jason, what if I try this and I screw it up? What if I mess it up? And I say, cool, I got eyes on you. So when you do mess it up, because you will, I will tell you, stop that. And then I will unmess it up for you, right? And if by some small chance you actually do something right, I will encourage you, applaud you, and tell you to do more of that. And that's a bonus. The bonus is when you mess it up, here's how I will stop you, okay? You ever seen those packages of peanuts that say, warning, may contain peanuts on them, right? That's because some idiot somewhere messed it up. And they put the warning sign on it, right? Hair dryer, don't use in the shower, right? I will be that for you. That's the bonus, all right? What if I can't get started? So most of your clients, this is the thing that stops them. Not getting the end result, doing the first step. So you offer them a bonus. My favorite bonus is a done for you just for step one. 2 reasons. Reason number 1, easy to fulfill. It costs me very little. I have to do all of it for them. I just have to do the first step. Reason number 2, kills the objection. I can't get started. Of course you can't get started. I know you can't get started. So I will break into your house, I will grab you by the neck, I will shove you in the shower, put water on your face, put the clothes on you, put you in front of the computer, and bang your head on the keyboard until it gets done. And they say, okay, I'll buy, thank you, right? That's the attitude. That's the objection, okay? Scarcity and bonuses is the most powerful scarcity. You can't buy this anywhere else at any price. It's exclusive and it's free. Is it really free? No. If it was free, they could get it. But if they buy A and get B for free, it's the greatest marketing of all time. Free is the most powerful word you can use in your marketing. Free has made me more money than anything. You can't have it, but you can get it for free. And they say, cool. They don't look about, I got to buy this thing anymore. The focus isn't on buying. It's on free. I want free, free, free. Is this starting to make sense? Okay, this is where the money comes from. This makes sense and it makes dollars, all right? Proof. You should prove everything as much as humanly possible. You should treat your webinar like you're on trial for a murder you didn't commit. And you have 27 witnesses that can put you at the place that wasn't where the murder is at. And if I was your lawyer and I said, hey, listen, you got 27 witnesses, let's just call 2 of them. That should be good enough, shouldn't it? You'd be like, bitch, get out of here, right? Fire my ass, right? If you got 27 witnesses, use them all. Now, the one area where people forget this at most is in the bonuses. If they make a claim like, oh, this thing is awesome, you got to bring the receipts. You got to bring the receipts. So once when Russell he acquired John Reese's Traffic Secrets, and he paid him $1 million to acquire that IP. And I told him this. I said, in your bonus, say this bonus is worth $1 million because that's what I paid for it. And then I said, show the wire transfers because ain't nobody going to believe you actually paid John Reese's ass $1 million. So show it. And he did. So if you guys are running events that cost a lot of money, show the invoices. Say, this is how important your success is to me, that I'm willing to pay $562,000 just for the coffee, because that's what it costs at events like this. You know, $75 cookies. I've paid all of that and more, right? Bring the receipts, okay? You guys want some hacks? Okay? This is the shit where you can be lazy, not really pay attention, and still make a lot of money, which is what I know most of you want. Bonus number 1, or monetize your bonuses. Hack number 1. Not in some cheesy way. We're going to do a coaching call. Psych, it's a sales call. Got you. Not like that. That's stupid. Okay? Not a discovery call where we discover how much money you have and how much you'll give to me, right? Not that kind of call, right? You know what the best sales pitch in the world is? It isn't a webinar. It's your product. That's the best sales pitch in the world. And so what we would do, especially bonus number 3, training with Ben Cummings, this was a $300 a month continuity program. We give them 2 months for free. That increases conversion. And then we tell them on day 57, we're kicking you out of the program. We're not letting you continue unless you ask us for a link to sign up. And those first 57 days were so good, so amazing, that we made millions of dollars from this bonus. It increased the front end, and it made a badass back end. Everybody sees the ASM results. What you guys don't know, that 9.8, we made more than that on the back end. We made a lot more. Crazy. Just don't tell my ex-wife, okay? I'm kidding. Anyway. You guys ain't split testing enough. Let's just put it that way. So all of these in orange are monetized in the back end. We'll do your first product sourcing for you for free. And then after that, you got to pay us for more. And they do, because the first one was amazing. Third-party software. You can use a version of this for free, but once you hit a certain level, if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade. And we get a cut of that. And I would tell those people when I sell it, I hope all of you upgrade, but you'll only upgrade once you start selling products in Amazon. And by that point, I would rather have you upgrade from inside the house than have to go out and find software. So I found it for you. Use it first. When it's useful, upgrade later. And we made millions of dollars on the back of free bonuses. This is how you make a killer offer. It's hard to put bonuses in your offer because it's expensive to you. It costs you time and money. So how do you make the time and money to you so small that you can put as much of this in as possible so you could create an offer nobody can match? That's a $1 million insight if ever there was one. And then use third-party bonuses. You don't have to create them there yourself. So I go to software providers, and I say, listen, I love your software. Here's what I need from you. 2 things. 1, I need to be able to give it away for free. 2, I need you to change something about this software so it's unique to me. And then 3, give me an exclusivity on it. And I can do that without paying a single dollar for third-party software. You want to know why? Why do you suppose that is, by the way? Yeah, I say to them, listen, how much do you guys pay to acquire a customer? And they say, what? First of all, I say, I don't know most of the time, right? Whatever, right? It's just business. Who really gives a shit about the numbers, right? And so you got to have this attitude. It's like detached curiosity. It's the best sales mindset you could ever be in. It's like, I'm going to sell this thing. If you're smart enough, you'll buy it. If you're not smart enough, not my problem, right? It's kind of that attitude. But I go to them and I say, listen, it costs you this much. These guys are going to be paying $3,500 to me. Would you like a $3,500 buyer for free? And then as long as your software works, they will upgrade for you. And I will encourage them to upgrade. Does that sound like a fair deal to you? And they say, where have you been my whole life? Now, 9 out of 10 of them won't get that because they're dumb. We don't make our business by dealing with dumb people, but we need to talk to 9 dumb people to find 1 smart person. But these days, you could throw a rock and hit 6 guys that have a SaaS startup somewhere, right? So one of those 6 is not dumb enough to say no to free money. The other 5 are, so make a deal with all of them and get one of them to work for you. So this is what we would do. We put software into our stuff. Your customers are going to find other things they need anyway. So A, don't get any money for it and hope they find a good provider, or B, get money and put them with the best provider. I don't know which one you should pick. I'll leave it for you to decide, right? Make one bonus blind. Don't tell what it is, just tell what it does. What is it? You got to buy to find out. That curiosity factor alone will pick up another point or 2 in conversion, another point or 2 in conversion, another point or 2 in conversion, all right? Here's how you should sell if you've done it right. When you introduce the product and then you said this is how much it is to get started, they're focused on cost. They say product, cost, a lot. And they say, oh, and when you sign up, you also get this bonus, and you also get this bonus, and you also get this bonus, and you also get this bonus. And now where's the focus at? Value. Start on price, end on value. Most of you got it twisted. You start on value, you end on price. You ain't got nowhere to go. Let's change that, okay? Now we get into risk. My favorite part of the webinar. This is what separates the men from the boys, the women from the girls, the trans from whatever they are these days. I don't know, right? We're not recording any of this, are we? Yeah. And what you're about to see next will be deleted from the webinar con slide. And that's when I sell you, okay? Maybe I'll do that a little bit. All right? Risk. You can do an unconditional guarantee, which is for any reason or no reason at all. If it's within the first 30 days, if you want your money back, you got it. Just email us at blah, 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 blah. And that's okay. Yeah, we do that sometimes. Not my favorite thing to do, but it's better than nothing, right? I prefer, if nothing else, doing a conditional guarantee. Hey, listen, just do the bare minimum. And then after you do the bare minimum, if you think it's worth anything less than 100% of what you paid, if you're not 100% thrilled, I'll give you 100% of your money back. And you can do a conditional guarantee. I like those better. They net profit more. You don't convert as much, point of sale, but who gives a shit? You net profit more. So you will take a small percentage decrease on conversion, but you will increase the net profit of your clients with a conditional guarantee. I much prefer a better than money back guarantee. Yeah, this is the best. Outside of my own webinars, every webinar I've analyzed, 0.1% of them use a better than money back guarantee. I have to look at 1,000 webinars to see one of them do a legitimate, true, better than money back guarantee. This is insanity. It's crazy. You can keep it simple. Vance and I were talking about this on day one when I came in. So this is a $500 product. And I say, listen, if you buy this product and you don't double your money in 60 days, I'll give you double your money. How's that for a pitch, by the way, right? Pretty powerful. I said, here's all you have to do to qualify. Once in the morning and once in the night, you got to create a Google document, share the Google document with our team so you can't cheat it, has the timestamps in it. And then in the morning, tell me what you're going to do that day with the product. And in the evening, document what you actually did that day. Do that for 60 days straight. And if you do only that and nothing more and you don't double your money, I'll pay you double your money. Now, who actually does that? Okay, let me tell you a story. Those who do it don't need the guarantee because there's nothing more than consistency. Consistency more than anything gets the result. How do you write a book? One word at a time. Consistency. I don't want to close every sale. I just want to close the next sale. That's every sale, by the way. Did you get that? Some of you got that. Some of you drank too much last night. Some of you smoked too much last night, right? All right. Consistency. If they do it, they don't need the guarantee. If they don't do it, they don't deserve the guarantee. You get it? This is called a double bind. In NLP terms, this is called a double bind. Whether you do or you don't do it, I win either way. And if you do it, I win more. I want you to do it. This will increase the efficacy of your product. You will get more success stories this way. It also increases conversion. This is a simple way. Now, you can get advanced with it. Warning, you will try to phone this in. When Will and I sit down and we construct better than money back guarantees, it's a 6-hour ordeal. It's typically 3 2-hour meetings. One to ideate it, one to kind of rough in the first draft, and then one to finalize it. It's 6 hours, generally speaking, okay? It's high risk, high reward, but it looks kind of like this if I had to summarize it very quickly. These 8 steps. Do not take a picture, just pay attention. I saw you. Put that phone down, right? Put that phone down. I'll give you the slides, right? I'm an approachable, nice young man, all right? First thing you do is object the objection. The risk isn't the money that you put into the program. That's peanuts. The risk is all the other money you're going to spend. You know, some of you who get into yoga, you don't just take the yoga class. You're like a walking, talking, Lululemon fucking billboard, right? That shit's more expensive than yoga. The yoga is like $15 a class. The Lululemon shirt is like $6,272, right? So when somebody buys your product, they start buying everything else related to you and 15 other idiots that are in the program, right? They buy everything. So the real risk isn't them losing their money in the course, it's them losing money beyond the course. So you mention that. You actually bring that up. And then you sell the outcome. The outcome is you don't want your money back anyway, because then you're back to where you started. The customer doesn't want to get their money back. They want to be further along than where they were started. So give them that further along target. Specifically, this is what I will have you doing by this date. And I will remove the additional risk you have to take to go after the target that I present. And then I will, in case of emergency, break glass and give you an extra special resource I've held back only for people that are attempting to qualify for this better than money back guarantee. And then, if it still doesn't work, I will throw you aside, I will step in your place, and I will try to get the result for you. And then if I can't do that, I'll just give you a pile of money. You ever saw like that? No. That's why you never got results like this. Yet. This is how you sell for the big bucks. This is big boy stuff. This is big girl stuff. You ready for big boy, big girl stuff? Okay? You ain't ready yet. Now, yeah, you maybe 2 of you are, okay? I will teach you more. You got to prove it. Remember this? You got to prove it. So I said, just in case I have to buy all y'all businesses, I got $1 million in a bank account set aside just to do that. Because if you can't make it work, I'll make it work. And they go, okay, All right, somebody's serious today. And if he's serious selling, I'm serious buying. If you ain't serious selling, they ain't serious buying. So facts right there, facts. And then you put the conditions. You can be very thorough with the conditions. I expect a lot from you. I'm giving you a lot, so therefore I expect a lot from you. Here's what you need to do. So we typically make these consumption bonuses, or consumption conditions. Just do these 34 things. I mean, you laugh, but do you think about a webinar. How hard is it to do a webinar? It's fucking hard. I know more than anybody. It's very hard. Why do we do them? Because it's hard, it's valuable. The few of us who can do it make the most amount of money. I don't know if y'all guys saw the GOAT webinars pitch that I do, the newest one, but it's like, you saw that, right? Tell me if I don't start off this way. I say, I'm going to start off this webinar in a weird sort of way by admitting all the flaws, challenges, and problems when it comes to webinars. I'm going to tell you all the ways in which webinars are hard, in which they're tough, and in all the different deficiencies related to a webinar. I flat out start the webinar that way, admitting all the flaws, problems, and challenges. And then I say, but before you know it, I will have wrapped a net around you, a buyer's net. And by the end of this presentation, you'll have no other choice to buy than what I'm selling you today. You'll have no other choice to buy it if you're the kind of person who blah, blah, blah. You get the rest of it, right? So I say up front, here's all the problems, all the challenges, all the issues. And this is true with anything you sell. There's a lot of moving parts. Don't pretend there isn't. But hey, if they're enrolled in a better tomorrow, they will do those moving parts. So don't shy away from them. Make them your conditions. And then hit the objections. Hit them like a pro, okay? I'm going to give you the elementary version of doing objections, which will probably be mind-blowing for you, okay? But it's like, oh, child, you don't know. You don't know yet. You don't know what I can show you, right? I'm like, you don't know till you know. It's like, I'm Morpheus in the Matrix. I'm like, man, by the time we're done, I'm going to show you how to dodge bullets right now. By the time we're done, you don't even need to dodge bullets. Does that make sense? Okay? Some of y'all still dodging bullets. When I'm closing, I look at the bullets and say, ha! Falls to the ground. That's how you sell. You want to sell like that? Bullshit. Validate, reframe, close. Again, I could teach you many models. I could teach you a model that's the opposite of this, and it still works. The opposite of a thing is often as good as the thing. So I could teach a model where I disagree with them, but that's advanced stuff. We'll talk basic stuff, right? Validate, reframe, close. Somebody says it costs too much. Here's a really easy one for you. Validate it. It's smart you're looking to get the most for your money, right? You turn it into a positive, and then you reframe it. In order for this to be the best purchase you ever made, what would have to be true? And they go, oh, because if you give somebody a target, they look at the target. If you give something to focus on, they focus on. Do you see my point? You focus on it, right? And then you close. Would it need to have this? Or perhaps also this? And what about this? What if it had all of these things? Plus it had this, and plus it had this, and plus it had this. Then would it be good enough for you to get started today at example.com/yes, which you will go to now, and you get the rest, right? Validate, reframe, close. Here's another one. What if I fail? Yeah, left to your own devices, you'll totally fail. You validate it, right? Then you reframe it. What if there was a way to ensure that you couldn't sabotage your own success, though? And they say, what's that? And then you close. You say, failure pisses me off so much that I won't let you fail on my watch, which is why I put this in here, which is why I put this in here, and which is why I put this in there. And my freaking product is on hands and knees begging you right now, please buy me, please buy me. And if you're any kind of a person who's respectable at all, you will go to url.com/yes right now and sign up. And they're like, okay. And they sign up. Not everybody, but that's a tool in the toolkit. And then I take the next tool and toolkit out, and I try that one, right? This is basic stuff, right? Validate, reframe, close. I don't have another example, but they say to do it in sets of threes. What's one more objection? See, you're all in a trance right now. This is hypnosis, right? Eli taught you about it. Now I'm doing it on you, right? Yeah, shh, don't tell anybody, right? You got to go talk to your wife, okay? And when you talk to her, what is the first three things you're going to say to her about how great this presentation is today? It's Jason fucking Flavin, right? And if Jason were to offer you consulting to help you grow your business even further, and it was the stupidest deal of the century, and it made sense to you, then would you say yes to it today? He already did, right? Validate, reframe, close. You could do the opposite. It costs too much. Of course it costs too much. That's why you're going to buy it, because you don't buy cheap shit. You buy the best, don't you? Yes, I do. Go here and sign up right now. It's a tool. Got many of them. Okay? You can also just read scripts. So this is Ben Cummings. He did $1 million in 3 days on his first webinar following. And he says, listen, I'm just going to read what my mentor taught me. And then he read all 53 of these. Why not, right? Zoom doesn't charge you by the minute. PowerPoint doesn't charge you by the slide, right? The reason most of you don't close much is because you're either illiterate or you don't have the book. So I don't think you're illiterate, so you just don't have the book, right? I will give you one. You want one of these closes? Okay? You want it? Okay? Okay, I'm the cow. I don't give all the milk for free. I just give a little drop or two. You got to buy the cow to get all the milk, right? This one's hardcore. Some of you don't have the guts to do this yet. I feel sorry for you. I'd like to help you change that, right? But nonetheless, here it is. When you sign up, not only going to get the best deal, you're going to get something more. You ever heard of the poem called Footprints? Poem goes like this. Man had a dream. He was walking on the beach with God. And as he walked, many moments from his life were shown in the sky. And during certain moments, he only saw one set of footprints. And at other moments, he saw two sets of footprints. And the man noticed something. He said, wow, during the hardest points of my life, there was only one set of footprints. And this got the man upset. And he got pissed. And in his pissed state of mind, he said to God, God, during the hardest, darkest moments of my life, you left me to walk alone. And God said, son, those times when you only see one set of footprints, that's when I carried you. And when you sign up at example.com/yes, not only are you getting the best deal ever, you're also getting the best support ever. And with me, if things ever get hard and you need carried, I will carry that ass. I will support you. I will be there for you. So help me help you by signing up at example.com/yes. You know what branding is, right? It's just repeated exposure to a concept until it becomes ingrained in your brain. I brand the URL. You guys ain't branding the URL enough, right? The biggest problem with objections, though, is this. You're only using them in the close. I'm using them everywhere. When we did this was the script. Now, I've templatized it. I am confident you could use this script in almost any offer, and I will prove to you after I show you the script. But pay very close attention, and I will give you the slides. I will give you the slides, so be present, all right? Presentation. That's what you should do when you present. You should be present. All right, you guys ready? Ready? Okay. Let me set your expectation for today's webinar. I believe it'll be the single greatest thing you've ever seen when it comes to insert topic here. How's that for hype, by the way? See, when it comes to this, I know you better than you know yourself. I know your problems more than you know them over the last year. And my hope is if I know your struggles better than you, I can give you better solutions to them than you can find anywhere else. And here are the things that you think get in the way. You think that your money is limited. You think that you don't have the time. You think you lack confidence and skills and abilities and stupid stuff like that. You're scared to get out of your comfort zone. Plus, if I had to guess, you're overwhelmed by bright, shiny objects. And you let little things get in the way of making big decisions. And you don't have enough support from the loved ones and from the other people in your life. And most marketers who pretend to have a solution for your problem actually don't have a solution for you. You face confusion and you face conflict on a daily basis. And with that in mind, I'm nervous you'll discount what I'm about to share with you today. You'll think it ain't worth replacing what I'm already trying to do to solve my problem, Jason. And you may think, I don't even believe what you can do will work for me. Or you might think, is this just another big setup for another big fancy sales pitch? You may even think what I share is cool, but it's not that good. And you may even think you've tried already what I'm about to show you, even though there's no possible way in heaven or earth that you could have ever tried to do it the way I'll exactly show it. But if I don't address these issues up front, then it ain't going to matter what I do afterwards. Because if I don't share anything with you that first doesn't address these objections, you will immediately reject it. You will immediately kick it out. Our time today will be wasted if I can't get you to put your biases and excuses on hold for the next 57 minutes. Who cares then if I show you this great result, or this great result, or this great result, or this great result, or this, and this great result? If I show them to you, you may think, well, you got lucky. Or you may think I faked those, that they're not even real, that I somehow made them up. Or you may think it was a miracle, a 1 in a million chance that no mere human could replicate. However, hopefully you're also possibly thinking maybe it is right with the right approach. Maybe if I follow just some of that, maybe I can get some of those results. Maybe it's worth me being at least open-minded for the next 57 minutes, and that's all I ask, is that you just be open-minded. Let me show you the exact specific approach I perfected to get the results you're so desperate and hopeful for. I'll lay it out for you step by step, and then you can draw your own conclusions. Does that sound fair? That's the first sell. Not buy my product. Does that sound fair? Okay, sells are a series of yeses that lead to the big yes, okay? Run the numbers. Less than 3 minutes, 42 slides, 17 objections. And oh, by the way, because I'm showing off now, I snuck in 8 proof elements there. Did you catch that? Most of you don't have 8 proof elements in your whole presentation. I snuck them in the first 3 minutes, right? Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Have ChatGPT do that for you. Good luck, right? You don't need AI. You need J-I. I got jokes. Okay, just don't tell Tony and Dean this, right? Because Tony and Dean just paid me $62,000 just for a webinar outline. That's my rate, just for an outline, right? Just for the tip, right? Same script. Listen, when you paint the Mona Lisa once, you don't repaint it. You just hand that shit out, all right? I'm handing out Mona Lisas. Some of you are art collectors. Some of you don't know where you're at right now. Hopefully you figure it out, right? Once you figure it out, though, it's easy. You install it. Done, right? Objections are powerful in the intro. They're just as powerful in the transition. The transition is the bridge between the content and the offer. If you saw this was the biggest book launch of all time when Alex sold his $100 million leads. He did a webinar. He paid me to help him with that webinar. He used my 2 choices clause. Before the presentation today, I was faced with 1 of 2 choices. The first one is to leave you on your own in a cold, dark, miserable existence. The second option is to do everything I can to help you succeed. Lucky for you, I chose the second option. And when I did, you'll be absolutely thrilled with what I have for you today. And that's an objection. The transition goes from, oh, you're going to pitch me something, to thank you for making me an offer. Thank you for making me an offer. That's how you should set up your offer. And what about you? Should I leave you on your own? In a dark, miserable, cold, lonely, terrible struggle to figure out how to implement what I shared with you today. Should I be that cruel and mean and heartless to you to let you try to figure it out on your own? Or should I make you an offer so stupid that you'll question my sanity? Should I make you an offer? Yeah? Okay. Now, I didn't know I could make an offer until last Monday. It's like 7 days ago or something like that. They're like, you want to make an offer, Jason? I'm like, that's like asking a crack addict if they want some crack. So I rewrote my whole presentation because everything I did was a setup to make you an offer. Oops, right? Now what I'm doing is dangerous here. I'm pitching a room full of pitch people. Kids, don't try this at home. This is walking the tightrope without a net, okay? I am teaching brain surgery to brain surgeons while operating on their brains. This could blow up. It'll be fun to see what happens, right? Most of you are sellers, but you're not buyers. You see yourself as presenters, but not attendees. You don't go to webinars, you do webinars. I'm told this is the hardest audience to sell. Fuck it, let's see if I can do it, right? Here's the thing, though. You guys are all really good. I mean, I tease you and I kind of get you going and all that, but you're the best of the best. You guys are kicking serious ass. Here's what I've learned about clients who kick serious ass. They get complacent. They're okay with 8 out of 10. They don't know how much money 10 out of 10 is the difference. You know what 8 out of 10 is? It's 1.7 on a leaderboard. You know what 10 out of 10 is? It's 9.8 on a leaderboard. The difference between amazing and one of a kind is inches. It's not miles. Good is the enemy of great. So most of you are really good, and I can make you great, but you're the most resistant to great because you're already pretty good. You're not like my young clients who are like, I got to show daddy that I can make it on my own. He'll fucking do anything. I tell him. You guys are like, I made $1 million. That's good enough, right? So let's see if I can help you, okay? Of those that I can help the most in the world, there's not a better room of people that I can help than you in this room right now. That's a fact. That's why I'm doing this, right? So I'm going to make you a once ever offer that only a narcissist wouldn't buy. This is how you close. This is how you close, okay? This is how you close, okay? I gave you just the tip today. Did Daddy do good? Daddy did good, didn't he? Yeah? Just a little bit, though. I didn't give you the full, total webinar knowledge that I could have possibly give because it's impossible to do it in 60 minutes. I couldn't do it in 3 days, okay? I could give you GoWebinar. Some of you own it. I know you told me you owned it. Good for you. Smart. It retails for about $2,500 at gowebinars.com. That has way more knowledge than what I talked about today, okay? This is a better course than the one Alex bought that he said was the single best course that he ever bought on offer in persuasion. This is even better than that, okay? I could give you my 32 best webinar slide decks, Joe McCall, right? These are the 32 best pitches of all time. The Mickelson twins took one of these slide decks and built a $100 million webinar out of it, and it's 80% the same stuff. I don't care if you steal from me as long as you pay me and give me credit, okay? Once you're my client, you can use my shit. If you're not a client of mine, I don't like it. You're stealing it, yeah? Here's my 53 closes. You can take them and make them your own, and you should, or you can just read them, okay? Get it going and then get it right. I also could give you Murder the Objection. I did this in person. It was $5,000. John Anderson, who's part of Knowledge Source, he actually attended this and paid this. Mark Anthony Bates is another one who paid it. I put Mark's invoice up here because he paid me twice. The first half of the first day was so good, he came up to me and he says, "Can I give you another $5,000? And I said, let me think about that for a tenth of a second. Yes, of course you can, right? That's how good this training is. So we talked about objections today. This is 2 days of me going into objection smashing. These are the best of the best techniques, okay? I have go to offers. I'm going to launch it next year. And I typically charge $10,000 when I initially launch these courses. This is going to give every little insight and advice. And if you hear a ringing, then it tells you that this is absolutely a sign from God that you should buy this product. Yeah, opportunity rings these days. It doesn't knock. And I'm going to show you how to do that in your offers. Okay, this has never been released before. When I do trainings like this, 500% increase in sell, about 100% improvement, 102 sales on a webinar from 220 attendees, 67 book calls, highest show rate, highest close rate. Some of you were in these trainings, okay? This is a typical customer result that went through my coaching when I did a webinar coaching program. 420 calls booked, 540K in 4 days. I could give you that. I could also give you my automation software. I guess the cool kids these days are calling it as if live. I've never heard that term before. I think it's pretty slick, right? This is as if software. This allows you to do automated webinars. And I could give you consulting with me, which is arguably the greatest thing. Because technique don't mean shit if you don't know the context in which to apply it in. So my eyes on your stuff, best eyes you could ever possibly have. I charge $7,000 for 2 hours of consulting. Some of you have paid me for that already. Awkward when you see what I'm about to do next, right? Yeah. Unlike some who price anchor, they say, I'm worth this much, but nobody pays them. I am booked full at my rate of $3,500 an hour, AKA the rate of 8 brain surgeons. That's what it would take to charge that much, and some of you here have already paid me for that. Now, this would be a stupid offer for me to put all this together and offer it up to you, because not only am I going to do it at a huge discount from what it actually retails for, I got to split the money. Whatever I sell at an event like this, half of it goes to the organizers. So I'm really working for minimum wage here. This is not good for me. It's good for you at the expense of me, all right? There are easier ways for me to make money, so then why would I do it this way? Why do you think I would make this offer? You're my people. I care about you. I care about you. You're my people. I know I can help you. If you're drowning and I could easily reach down and pull you out, it's my moral obligation to do that. If I can help you get to the next level, I will help you get to the next level. I will do that. So here's the offer. Write it down. I don't got much time to go through it. I have a hard limit on this. Quick expiration. 2 hours of consulting with me. You can do whatever you want with it. It can be webinars. It can be anything you want. Just fill out a form before each call so I can best serve you. You get the recording. You just must redeem this in 90 days. My calendar is literally booked full. So I need to know if you're in or out. You get these, book it in the next 90 days, okay? You get my Go Webinars coaching program, single best webinar training I've ever done. We've released it. We haven't even really marketed it yet. Some of what it includes is my 32 best slide decks and all my best webinar closes. Again, you can just read these word for word, okay? You get the recordings to the Go coaching program, which was $10,000. I know, Manny, you were in the program. Was that like the best program you ever been a part of? The greatest coaching program he's ever been a part of. And Manny is a buyer, all right? So you should listen to him. Yeah. Just some of the results. This is average results. You get the recordings of that, okay? You get 1 year of our software. We're going to retail the bottom level of that for $99 a month, top level for $299 a month. You get a whole year of that. Isn't released yet. When it's released, you'll get first dibs on that. Okay, you get the Murder the Objection training, and then you get the GOAT offers. We haven't launched this yet. When we do launch this, you will get the recordings of this. This is going to be 8 weeks, 2-hour sessions each, 16 hours of me going through the very best of offers. Because if Alex can teach it to you after he learned it from me, I think I can teach it to you better. So you get this as well. This is an exclusive offer. I will never make it again. This is legitimately 2-hour consulting, $7,000 actual retail value, not bullshit marketer value, not fictitious, it could be worth this much. It actually is worth this much. The Go Webinars program sells for this much, $2,497. The recordings from our coaching, when we did it, is $10,000 program. 1 year of the auto software is at least $1,188. Murder the Objection does go for $1,500 at murdertheobjection.com. Go to offers isn't released yet. What it is, we'll do a $10,000 coaching program, sell the recordings for $2,497. I'm not good at math, so I had to add this up ahead of time. 24,000, that's not a bullshit number. You get that, right? That's an actual retail value number. Webinar, con only, special pricing, less than $3,000. That's half of 1 hour, less than 1 hour of just my consulting alone. You get it all. This is the QR code. If you don't know how to scan the QR code, this is the URL. GoWebinars.com/webinarcon. We're going to lunch next. After lunch, I am telling my team, take the offer down. Because as much as I love you guys, if 40 of you buy this, that's 80 hours of my time. That's fucking insane, right? If 60 of you buy this, I am going to question my choices in life, right? I don't know if this makes sense for you to buy it or not. I don't know who will buy it. I know some of you are already ready to buy. I told you no because I wanted everybody to buy at once because it's a nice dopamine rush for me, right? And it's good bragging later. Sometimes you got to do shit just to say you can do it. So this is me making you the mafia offer, the best of all offers that I possibly can. It is 100% limited though because my time is limited just as your time is limited. So if you truly are committed to webinars, I would love to commit myself to help you get to the next level with webinars. My name is Jason Flatlin. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve each and every one of you today. I appreciate you, and I'll be here for the rest of the whole time.